Welcome everybody, this is Bulldog here, and today I'm super excited to bring you my first ever Thetan Arena individual hero guide. We are going to talk about Serp. So this might surprise some of you because I was actually quite upset that I pulled Serp. I did pull Serp from an epic box. He's a common hero. After playing around with him a little bit initially, I did not like him at all. I actually said he might be one of the worst heroes in the game. So I decided that I needed to learn to play him better, and I set out spending several hours playing around with him, trying to improve with him, and I have definitely found out that I misjudged Serp. So I was simply not using him correctly, because what I learned is that Serp is actually dominating in 1v1 matchups. That you can create a build so that Serp can win a lot of 1v1 matchups. And I was trying to run him in deathmatch and running him like I would any other hero and not really treating him like the assassin that he is and trying to single out 1v1 matchups. And once I started doing that, I was winning a lot more, and I found out where do you have lots of 1v1 matchups in Battle Royale. I was doing extremely well with him in Battle Royale. On my very last stream, actually, I started off the stream with a first place finish with Serp in Battle Royale, and I ended the stream with a first place finish in Battle Royale. That move right there. So using his ultimate to close the gap and stun, and then having another skill that is good in close range that you can really use to clean up, because he can be very good and do a lot of close range damage. He just doesn't have a ton of health, he doesn't have a ton of range, so it makes it a little trickier. So here you see we're being chased by somebody with more range than us, so I had to find a way to again try to close the gap here and then do some damage. So I didn't actually get here with that, but then right there, that skill right there, and then being able to do a decent chunk of damage close range. Didn't even need my fan there, and it can be different. It can be different skills, so it doesn't have to be your power fan. You can use your flamethrower. That can be really good. You can drop some mines. Those can be very good. Anything that can do a lot of damage close range. So you use your ultimate skill there that I've got set to space down there at the bottom, and helps you close the gap, do a little bit of damage. And then I've got my burrow, so you saw I use it as another way to get in closer to an opposing hero, but I also will use it a lot of times as an escape as well, especially when we're playing in more of these team modes or in these death matches. Get in quick, do a little bit of damage, burrow my way out. And it can still be tricky when you're in these team modes. We're going to see some highlights of those later. Right now I'm showing my full Battle Royale, but I'll break down some more clips so you guys can see some of these. But he can still be very tricky to play. But I've just found out that if I can, again right here, I can isolate a 1v1 matchup, and then we can do a lot of close range damage with that stun. We get that stun, close the gap, and that gives us all the time we need to do a lot of damage. But he's not necessarily he doesn't have a lot of range, he's not very bulky, so it can be tricky to play until you really get it down. But now that I've been playing with him, I actually really like him quite a bit. Here I was waiting for my skill to come back, didn't quite get it, and I was pumped here on stream as I opened up the stream with a Battle Royale win. So that was pretty fun. But again, you've always got to look at too. There's still some matchups that he can struggle with especially with some of those tanks that can do a lot of damage close range. But again, like right here, you're gonna see close the gap real quick, get that power fan up, do a lot of damage very quickly, and that's it's very hard for opponents to escape from that. Even up against some bulkier tanks, you can still get through it. It's just, it doesn't, again, when you're doing this against a good team that's got a group of 3 or 4 people, it's hard to really survive long enough to do a ton of damage. But here I'm basically a hit and run master is all I am. I hide in the bushes a little bit, try to pick my spots, do a little bit of damage, try to get some quick kills, and then run away. So I can't survive very long, but he really is true to his name, where he's an assassin. He is that type of character, and I've been having a blast with him. Now sometimes again, it can be hard. Sometimes you get trapped. Sometimes it's hard to really be able to run away that much. But again, get in quick, do a little bit of damage, and then get out of there. I like to end these modes with the star, or we've got the battery. I like to kind of sneak around the back and try to pick off some stragglers or that type of thing. And it really helps if you can communicate with your teammates and kind of where they can funnel them into you or that type of thing. But it can be tricky. And here, I think eventually we get to an example. Yeah, here's where I tried to do a hit and run and I got trapped. I got trapped and we had nowhere to go. And that happens quite a bit. So he's still quite difficult to play with in these team modes, especially when you have very organized teams on the other end. But using this strategy, I was able to get so much better with Serp, so much better. This final clip that we have here was actually one where I went 7-0 on a match. And it's just once I took that different approach where I needed to be more stealthy. I needed to make sure I wasn't staying in battles too long, but it was get in, do quick damage, and then try and retreat and get out. And let my teammate. Sometimes you don't even have to get kills. Even if you're playing in team deathmatch, you can get in, get your power fan activated or get your flamethrower activated or whatever it is, do a little bit of damage to even a group of people that maybe aren't suspecting you. You hop out of the shadows a little bit and then use a burrow or something like that. You can use a ghost fade or something like that to get in, do some quick damage, and then get out, and then maybe let your teammates clean up as I break my phone. So if anybody else has pulled Serp and has been disappointed, I encourage you to take a different approach and put in some of these combos. Now, different skill. These are the skills that happen to be available right now. But again, there are other close range skills that can work very well. And use that closing stun to be able to get in and do some quick damage, and it can work. It can work very well, and I'm actually quite happy with Serp. I'm not saying he's the best in the game, but he's now a hero that I really enjoy playing with. And that was not the case at first. I was very upset, especially since I pulled him from an epic box, and I was not happy at all. I got 2 epic boxes, and I pulled Mary and Serp, 2 common characters. And Mary I actually really like, is one of my favorite characters. And Serp just didn't seem like it was on that level. But here you go, look. See, this was a perfect example. I kind of I hid there, found a straggler, got in, got my damage, and then got out and retreated. And again, if you have a very good coordinated team on the other side, that can be tough because they'll communicate, they'll be able to help each other out. But overall, I found this to be a very effective strategy and a very fun strategy. So again, there's my burrow, making sure sometimes I'm just using my burrow to make sure I can escape. So that was one where I didn't feel like I was going to be able to do the damage that I really wanted there. He saw me coming 1 versus 1. He was a tank, could do a decent amount of damage. So I used my burrow to get out of there, got some help from teammates, jumped back in, did some more quick damage, and I liked it. It worked very well. So I know this is not a complicated guide or anything, but hopefully this is a different approach that you guys can take with Serp, and it can help you out the same way it helped me out. So again, I'm still learning this. I'm still new to this strategy of games, so I'm sure there's some much more in-depth, complicated guides and some complicated tactics that I still have to go figure out myself. But for beginners, I think hopefully this is something that can help you out, and you can go in with Serp and maybe get a higher win rate than you had before. I encourage you to go into Battle Royale with him, and he can really shine in Battle Royale. So all sorts of 1 versus 1 matchups, places where you can hide, and it's definitely a mode where people like to camp. But if you want to camp in the bushes with him and just, I mean, somebody walks by, you can get that stun, close the gap, do a ton of damage, and they're dead before they even know you're there. So he's very, very effective in that mode, and I've had a blast playing in Battle Royale with him. So let me know what you guys think. If you've got other tips and strategies for him, definitely in the comments, let me know. Let other players know, and come by my live streams, come by my Discord. I love to hang out. I play with you guys on my live stream. If you come to my live streams, you can hop into some battles and play. It's been a ton of fun. It is an absolute blast. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, my Twitch. I put my Discord or my streaming schedule on my Discord, so that's one of the best ways. You can go to my Discord. You can set up your own role so that you'll get tagged whenever I stream Thetan Arena. So I highly encourage you guys, come by my live streams, learn with me. Either It's a blast. We see all sorts of talent levels there, and it's so much fun. So I hope you guys stop by. I'll see you guys on the next one. If there's anything that I didn't cover that you guys think you really want to know, let me know. I'm gonna be doing a bunch more of these hero guides. So let me know what you thought of this one, what you want to see from the next one, how you'd like to see it expanded, and I'll try and do things as best I can. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.